If you haven't been on campus in a few weeks, you're not missing much. This is pretty much what it looks like. Not a student in sight. With in-person classes resuming February 7th, Daily 49er wanted to interview CSULB President Jane Connoley so she could answer some pressing questions about COVID safety measures, the future of in-person learning, and graduation plans.
Will a in-person learning be a for sure possibility this semester?
I think we're in a place now where if we all pull together, excuse me, with vaccinations and boosters and masks, that we're just going to deal with COVID as it is. So on this day, I say it's a for sure thing. We're coming back February 7th, but Cindy, you and I both know that the virus is in charge, right? If something happens, in a month that puts the campus at risk, we'll have to adapt.
Okay, sounds good. And speaking of vaccines, how is the current vaccine booster rollout? How is that going? Has the turnout been good? And do you know how many have been distributed so far?
I don't know how many have been distributed so far. And Vice President Beth Lesson has the exact number, but we have been given evidence from students that about at least half of them are boosted. The last numbers I saw, it was about 15,000 students who had provided evidence of complete vaccination. The hardest part is there are people who, for medical reasons or religious reasons, have gotten exemptions, and we're requiring that they get tested once a week. Now, that's a very hard thing to enforce, and I know it will feel like a hassle, but again, if we all just do it, that's what will keep the positivity rates really low.
Right. How prepared is CSULB to transition online? Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it needs to happen, how ready is CSULB to do that?
I think we're completely ready. I mean, everybody's been, they've had to do it. And even if we go completely online, there'll probably still be, 4, 5, 6% of courses that will have a face-to-face element. I think everybody who had to go online knows now how to do it. We've really strengthened our internet capacity. More than half of our faculty have taken courses in how to teach online. So, we're much better prepared than we were in March of, 2020.
What are your thoughts on online learning? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Well, I like it in the sense of, to have as an alternative for people. I'm a proponent of online learning for the people for whom it makes sense.
So February 7th, in-person learning resumes. What can students expect as far as precautions?
Well, I think the usual set of precautions, we've really invested a lot in new cleaning strategies. We can spray a classroom and disinfect it in, 5 minutes or something like that. We've upgraded all of our air handling systems all throughout the campus so that there's much better ventilation than there used to be. And we were allowed to use federal money for that. So we really invested heavily in that. We will require that everybody wears a mask indoors. We're recommending that the students wear the higher quality mask. The faculty and staff have to. What's called Cal OSHA, Occupational Safety Administration. They are requiring that if you're employed by the state of California, you wear a K95 or a similar kind of thing.
Have you at all tested positive for COVID throughout this time?
I have not. I've been tested several times, but I have not. Okay. I had a scare that I was exposed right after Thanksgiving, I guess. My friend, we met up with old friends from Texas. We were in Palm Springs for a few days, and they were there for over a week playing golf, and we went out to see them. And then I got home and I got a text from her saying, I've tested positive for COVID. So, I went in for a test, and then I tested again because they said, well, it's only 3 days, better come back again to get another test. So I haven't.
But what if students that are feeling symptoms, what if they have to miss class? Do they get pardons? Does it count as an absence?
Yeah, I mean, they should, I think faculty have been very flexible about this. We haven't made a blanket rule, but I think that it's always communication. If a student is home with COVID, they need to, shoot an email or text immediately to their professor and say, I can't come to campus because I have these symptoms. And everybody should be grateful for that. And I think faculty have been really flexible about excusing absences, allowing makeup work, and we certainly have been encouraging that.
And then as far as masks, what if someone or students rather, right, didn't show up with the N95 mask? Could they still wear the cloth, or what is acceptable as far as masks?
They are allowed to do that. The student is, it's just the faculty and staff, or since they're employees, they have to follow the rules from Cal OSHA. So yeah, and something is better than nothing. So, if they cloth masks are not as good as the others, but they're better than nothing.
That's awesome. Now let's talk about graduation, because I'm a senior and I want to graduate. That's the plan. We're planned to graduate at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. What is the status of that? I mean, is that going to happen for sure?
Yeah, so we've signed a contract with Angel Stadium, and we signed it originally for 7 ceremonies. I think everybody's going to get a survey sometime this week. We've heard, student unhappiness about the plan, because the way it's set up now is, the students will process in, college by college. That's why the 7 ceremonies. And there'll be, some speeches and congratulations. There'll be fireworks. There'll be this and that. But we don't have people walking across the stage, and we don't have kind of individual names being read. And that's a sore point for students. They really would like that. And I understand that entirely. It's your party, it's not my party. So you really wish that it would be the way the students want it. So we've gone back to the drawing board. We're investigating. First, this survey is to find out how many students really care. So we're doing the survey, and simultaneously the team that's in charge of this is going back to Angel's staff to see how much more it would cost to put the chairs out on the field and build a stage in front of the stage so students could walk across. And then, are students willing to pay more to get it that way? Because it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And another question we'll ask is, how much would it cost to add 2 more ceremonies? And that would cut down on time, because College of Liberal Arts and College of Health and Human Services are so big that their ceremonies are the ones that would be threatened. And they had estimated it'd be 4 hours before, if we did everything that the students are asking for. So we're listening. We're going to, as I said, do the survey, see how widespread the concern is, but at the same time, we're trying to figure out how much more it would cost to get it closer to what students were hoping for. But, I know students have paid a fee, but they paid a fee based on what we thought it would cost. So it's going to be a question of, because we tried not to go into debt about, these, we like everything to pay for itself. A great thing about Angel Stadium is that there's almost, you bring everybody you want about, they're saying they would be issuing at least 10 tickets per student. And that's more than we can issue on campus, for example, because we just don't have the room. For every ceremony, we have to pay staff first they set up the chairs, then they come back every day and they clean the chairs. And then we have to clean that. We have to hire security and extra parking. And of course, I wish we could do confetti. That would be nice. That was always a fun thing, but we had people having to clean up the confetti, and Angels don't want confetti on their baseball field. Imagine that. I think you had a question that I think was so important that I saw in your written materials about should students might be feeling discouraged by the online experience, and they might be saying, is this really worth it? Should I even come back this spring? And I would just say, just come back, just come back and experience, college life. And this is an investment in your future. You'll never be sorry that you have a college degree. You'll always be glad, even if you don't, you might major in something, then do something entirely different. You'll always be glad that you had those years and friends and experiences in college. So don't let the short-term frustration, as bad as it is, I'm not downplaying it. Don't let that short-term frustration damage your future.
Thank you so much, Jane, for answering these questions and bringing a little bit of just comfort and stability again to a very unstable sort of situation. That's really what students want. And what better way than to get answers from the source, straight from the source. That's always what we aim for.
Well, I have a lot of help being the source. We all understand. I'm a psychologist, and I've been telling my team that we always told each other and our clients or our patients that you have to be able to tolerate ambiguity, because there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. You can't let yourself, think that there's only one way to do stuff. And I said, this period of time has really tested all of us.
It really has.
And no decision was simple, and it is a risk benefit kind of calculation all the time. And I appreciate your earlier words. So we are thinking about safety as the top priority. At the same time, we know that an education is a huge deal. We don't want to impair students' education. So making that calculation is a daily thing. So, well, thanks for inviting me to talk. And I'm going to call myself the source all day to see if anybody else picks up on that. Okay.
Of course. Thank you so much, Jane. And again, we're looking forward to being in person, hopefully.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah, me too. Hey, go Beach.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit daily49er.com for more multimedia content like this video.